Peace family, this is your girl Queen of Pentacles 1111 and I am back with yet another tarot pick a card reading. This one is just a message letting you know exactly who has your back in the grand scheme of everything. In the day-to-day goings on, it could get kind of hectic and sometimes we feel like we're alone and we overlook those who are really around us, you know, cheering us on, even if it's from the sidelines. Okay, so we're going to do it a little differently today. Today you'll be choosing candles. We have this candle here. It's a purple candle. On the camera, it's kind of getting washed out. Like it's like very light, but in real life, it's a dark purple. And that coincides with the amethyst stone. Those of you who want to choose pile number 2, that's the white candle and the white howlite crystal. And pile number 3 will be the black candle and the black tourmaline crystal. Now these candles I will be lighting during your reading, and we can actually look into what each crystal and color represents as well. All right, so if you're interested in learning a little bit more about just who has your back in this crazy thing we call life, let's go. So for those of you who chose pile number 1, you chose the amethyst crystal and the purple candle, which I've already lit here for you today. I'm just gonna look on my phone and give you a few uses or meanings for the amethyst crystal to kind of give you a sense of what you tapped into by choosing pile number 1. So the amethyst is known as the all-purpose stone. It's a protective stone that helps to relieve stress and anxiety in your life and all the symptoms that accompany it. It helps with headaches, fatigue, and anxiety. It also aids in cell regeneration, supporting your bones and joints, and is reputed to improve your skin. It's known for emotional and spiritual protection. It can break anxious or addictive thought patterns and help you move into higher consciousness. Its high vibration blocks negative, stressful energies and stimulates serenity of the mind. Amethyst is a soothing, dreamy, and spiritual stone that not only looks gorgeous, but can enhance the chill vibes in your peaceful resting space and potentially help you sleep. They suggest to place one on your nightstand or dresser to promote peace and relaxation. Okay, so that was just something I wanted to read so that you can get the gist of why you maybe chose this crystal, if you're really in tune with your intuition and what you can use it for. I read it because I didn't want to leave anything out. There are so many different uses for these crystals. Now we can talk about the purple candle. Now for me, these candles and these colors represent different things, but I'm a firm believer in everybody becoming their own guru. So although the purple candle means something for me, it may mean something else for you. So I'm going to talk about what the color purple means. I'm going to read it as well, so you can kind of get the gist of why you chose the amethyst and the purple candle combination. So purple combines the calm stability of the color blue and the fierce energy of red. The color purple is often associated with royalty, nobility, luxury, power, and ambition. Purple also represents meaning of wealth, extravagance, creativity, wisdom, dignity, grandeur, devotion, peace, pride, mystery, independence, and magic. Spiritually, purple represents wisdom, bravery, and spirituality. So those are just some uses for the color purple. Maybe sometimes you can, I've heard people who want to try and get in touch with their higher selves and with the spiritual world, eating more purple foods, dressing in purple clothing, keeping purple crystals on them, lighting a purple candle. If you want to get more in tune with the spiritual world, that's what I use it for. But you can further research it and figure out what works for you. All right, so let's get into the reading today. So we're looking at not only who has your back in this life. You know, it's good for you to know when you have feelings of loneliness and isolation. You should know to begin with that you're never alone, because we all have a team of divine energies that are behind us and rooting us on and encouraging us and subtly guiding us. but it can feel kind of lonely. Like, I'm sure everybody has had that feeling at some point in time or another. So this reading is just to remind you who has your back, who's cheering you on, even if they don't actually tell you, even if they're not right beside you. There are people who want you to win and want you to succeed. And not only that, at the end, we'll try and pull some cards of advice from those energies or those people that maybe they're not telling you, they're not able to actually verbalize, and we'll go from there. So I'm going to fast forward this shuffling because my shuffling takes a little while. We're going to get three tarot cards for group number 1. And then this oracle deck, we got the tarot cards. This oracle deck is going to let us know who it is that's supporting you. The tarot cards will let you know what they have to say. All right. Okay, so right away, when I shuffled, we got this card here that says a circle of life. So for me, that suggests circle of life, birth, life, death, rebirth, life, death. To me, that signifies that you have your ancestors who have your back. It could be also family members, maybe your elders, your grandparents, your parents. I feel like though, okay, yeah, that's, if you need somebody to go and talk to, yes, you can definitely talk to your family members. But I feel like for this reading, group number 1, the circle of life suggests different phases of life. And because you have the purple crystal and the purple candle, it suggests to me that you need to get in touch with your ancestors. And a perfect way of doing that is through meditation, visualizations, tapping in, chakra clearing, but also just talking. I mean, we're talking about your ancestors. They're part of you, and you all are one now that they're on the other side. So talk to them. Let them know that you know that they're around. Let them know that you are acknowledging them and that you want to communicate with them and you want to open up, the channels to communication. Because if you are of their bloodline and you are their descendant, then there's no doubt that they want to support you and they want to see you do well. They want to see you prosper. They want to see you happy and become your best self while on this planet or on this realm, this earthly realm. Okay, so for those of you who, maybe some of you in group number 1 already resonate with some of your ancestors who have passed on, now is a good time to get in touch with them if you don't, or even just to open up to the possibility of, communicating with your elders, your ancestors, those who are in your family line. All right. And I feel like it's those who are a little bit older than you because they can impart some guidance and wisdoms, that things that maybe you have never thought of because you have never maybe experienced some of the stuff in your life that you're experiencing now. So they can come in and help you look at things differently, maybe give you some, examples of what they went through when they were younger. And then you can see that you are in fact not alone as alone as you feel, So I think the main thing here, what I'm getting for group number 1 is also that even though you may feel like physically there aren't many people around you. I mean, I know since 2020, we've all had to come to terms with the feeling of like loneliness and isolation. Some people weren't allowed to go and see their family members because they were in different countries and we couldn't travel. So we all had to come to terms with those feelings. So what I'm getting for group number 1 is that maybe some of you are still in those situations and still having to wrestle with those ideas and concepts and feelings. What they want you to know is that yes, maybe there aren't any physical or not a lot of physical human beings around you, or not even ones that you identify with or that you want to spend time with, but they want you to understand that there's a whole huge crew of people, energies, a whole crew of energies, divine energies who are behind you, around you, beside you, within you, who want you to not feel alone and to not feel afraid or despondent. Okay, so let's look at the tarot cards and see what advice we can get from your ancestors, okay? Maybe we could even narrow it down and see who's sending you this advice. All right, so this goes in line exactly with what I was just saying. So the first tarot card you have here is the Knight of Wands. The second tarot card is the Five of Pentacles. Can you see that? And the third tarot card here you have is the Four of Swords. All right, so when I see the Five of Pentacles, I think of things just like what I was talking about. Feelings of isolation, feeling despondent, discouraged, alone, being left out in the cold kind of thing. Like we can see in this card here, it's like there's a door here and this person is like on the outside of the door, whereas maybe who knows what's going on inside. Maybe there's a family in there. Maybe people are enjoying their lives, laughing, smiling, and this person is on the outside of that. And I think that's a very real concept that a lot of us have gotten. You know, we've gotten a sense of that at some point in time in our life or not, where it's like everybody else is enjoying themselves, everybody else is living life, but you feel like you're out in the cold or you're not experiencing those things. And it's not a nice feeling, you know, and it can lead to worse things. And so your ancestors are letting you know that they don't want you to succumb to more dark, negative feelings that come along with feeling alone and isolated and left out in the cold and not part of the group kind of thing. What they're trying to tell you as well is that, because it's a beautiful message that's coming through with these cards, although we have the person who's out in the cold and they're sitting by themselves and there's a big door there that looks heavy. You could see the light is shining on the door, and not only that, but there's a key that's sitting in the corner. So if the person just kind of looks around them and picks up their head and keeps their chin up, they'll see that that key is there to open the door to become part of a bigger group, or just to not feel so alone. Also, in this card here, this is the Four of Swords. I feel like your ancestors are letting you know to take rest. Rest your mind, ease your mind. I feel like some of you in group number one could be overthinkers, worry-warts, you know, people who worry about everything. And I've heard the saying the other day, I just read it or something, the saying that says, worrying is just praying for something that you don't want to happen. So they're trying to let you know that, you know, good things are coming towards you and bad things happen in life, as we all know. I'm not telling you anything new, but don't worry about things that haven't happened yet, because you will bring them to you. They're asking you to take rest. And once, like, oh, this goes so well with the amethyst crystal. The amethyst crystal helps you remember your dreams. It's good to put under your pillow to help you remember your dreams, and also to get in touch with the spirit world. So they're asking you while you sleep, yes, to put the amethyst crystal under your pillow to help you get in touch with them. But they're also letting you know that when you are sleeping is when they swoop in, and when they coddle you and they cuddle you and they comfort you. So they're trying to tell you and let you know that sleep is very important for you. Group number one, at times when you're feeling your most alone or down, go to sleep, take some rest. I'm talking about going in a room where it's quiet, get under a comfortable blanket with the room in darkness and sleep. You know, get the best sleep you possibly can whenever you can, because they want you to know that it's at those times that they're really taking care of you. They're, you know, easing your discomforts. They're speaking to you. They're whispering in your ear. They're treating you. It's like a mama bird. As you can see, this person looks like they're in a nest and they're sleeping, and their heart is here. There's a little cut on their heart and it looks like it's being mended. So your ancestors are letting you know that that's when they're doing their mending. That's when they're getting to you. That's when they're speaking to your subconscious to heal you, to let you know that they're here for you and you're not alone. So they're also asking you to be more intentional when you sleep. Go to sleep with positivity in your mind and within you, in your spirit. Go to sleep not having just watched a crazy, gory action movie, you know, with blood and guts all over the place. They want you to go to sleep They want you to go to sleep in a peaceful manner, feeling at ease, so that you can be calm enough not only to go into proper sleep, but to also let the messages come in. All right, they're letting you know that they want you to take comfort in the fact that they are there, and they're there to try and help you and ease you. Yeah, you know, like heal your wounds and your heart, any hurt feelings. They want to help you with that. Then when I see the Knight of Wands here, it makes me think of what they want for you. They want you to have that confidence. They want you to work on that. And understand that once you have that confidence within, once you start to feel at peace with who you are, then will come the tribe. Then will come more people, and you will be the center of attention, and you won't experience those feelings of being left out in the cold anymore. So they want you to get rest, take care of yourself, take your me time, and eventually you will gain a new sense of loving yourself, appreciating yourself, and just walking to the beat of your own drum, or to the tune of your own drum, whichever way you want to put it. They want you to start to have appreciation for who you are. And once you do that, other people will start looking at you differently, and they're going to want to get to know you. You're going to have gain a new sense of belonging. And but first, most importantly, the belonging will be within. It'll be about you. It'll be an inside job, and everybody else will see it, and they'll come towards you. But they want you to know, just take some rest, tune in by tuning out, and try and put those negative thoughts to ease, to rest. Sorry guys, I went blurry. Yeah, so they want you to know that they're here to help you along in this journey when times get rough. That's another thing they want you to know. Whenever, it's not just now, it's at any time when you're feeling upset, you're feeling lonely, you're feeling sad, uncertain, go to sleep. And when you wake up, you'll probably feel a lot better than when you went to sleep. Maybe sometimes if you're wondering about certain questions you have, go to sleep. When you wake up, chances are you'll have the answers to your questions, because they'll be there for you. And that's the best way for them to communicate with you, is while you sleep. All right? Sorry guys, I have this microphone here. I don't know. Okay, so let me just pull like maybe 2 more oracle cards. I love these cards. So since we're dealing with ancestors, let's go to this card here, this deck, and see if there's any more messages from your ancestors, you know, talking to you in your times of need, in your loneliest times, when you feel like there's nobody here who has my back. I'm really in this thing on my own. Some of you are physically alone, and some of you choose to be alone by choice because you feel like you don't belong. So they're letting you know that you belong with them, and they know that. You need to know that. Then you'll know that you belong with you, because you'll get that sense of love and appreciation for yourself. And then the sense of belonging will naturally come, because everybody will be drawn to you. Simple. And it's not something you're going to rush. It's something you need to sit back and take time with. I feel like group number 1, this reading is a very soft, gentle reading. That is nothing. We're not talking about haste. We're not talking about force. We're not talking about, you know, anything that's very abrasive. We're talking about slowness. We're talking about quietude. We're speaking about peace, calm, sleep, rest, rejuvenation, and channeling and listening and tuning in, and messages and the subconscious. Those types of things are very quiet. Okay, you need patience, you need time, and it will come. All right, so the first oracle card we have here, wow, says wait. It's not yet time. Things are being woven. Things are being woven. So it's in the process, you see. Like I was just saying to you, it's nothing that you're going to rush. It takes time. Go to sleep. Take your time. Get some rest. Tune in. Figure out how you can tune in with your ancestors. Eventually, you'll look for different patterns and different signs and synchronicities around you. You'll get better at it. You'll hear more messages. And that will come. But to begin with, let it come to you. Let your messages come to you. And the peace and the love and the gentleness come to you in your sleep. You can see here, there's some yarn as well, as we speak about things being woven. They're working on you. They're working on you. So let them do their work. Don't push, don't struggle, don't fuss. Just those feelings that you're feeling right now of negativity, of loneliness, just sit with them for a while, but don't let it consume you. Just recognize them for what they are, acknowledge them for what they are, and know that things are getting better. They not will get better. It's not that they will get better. It's that they are getting better now. Let them do their work. All right. They're here to support you. Sometimes we can't do things all on our own and we need the help. They're here to help you. All right. So, yeah, this card here makes me think, you see this person is on a high. They're looking down into our galaxy to see maybe where they can lend a hand or some support. And that makes me think of your divine esteemed ancestors looking down on their lineage, their descendants, and seeing how what support they can lend to you in your time of need. And it has a very dreamy feel to it, right? A very dreamy vibe to it. So it's almost like if they're telling you, like, it's in your dream state. It's when that I think it's theta state, when you're dreaming and you can connect, you can tune in, you're maybe traveling, doing some astral traveling. That's when you're uninhibited. That's when, you know, there's no limitations put on you like we have when we're in our physical bodies, and you can accomplish different things. You can speak to different energies. You can heal, all those wonderful things. So don't underestimate the power of sleep. We don't put enough importance on sleep and how it can change our life and how imperative it is for us to have a good sleep to be healthy, and not only physically healthy. Like, we don't just need physical rest. We need emotional rest. We need mental rest. We just need it. We need spiritual rest. And the best way to get it actually is by going to sleep. And also sleep can also be somewhat of a meditative state as well. Doesn't have to actually be physical sleep. Can actually be somewhat of a meditative state, because sometimes when you meditate deeply enough and you've honed in on that skill, it's almost like you're asleep, but you're kind of teeter-tottering between the different dimensions, which is kind of cool, or the different realities. So you can also work towards that. This card here, this oracle card here, is just like exactly what I was talking about. It says protection. Can you see? Protection. It says call back your power, cut the cords, and soul retrieval. So call back your power. That's what they want you to do. They want you to know that you come from them. You come from greatness. You come from a long line of fighters, people who maybe struggled, maybe had difficulties in their lives, but they never gave up. And they want you to understand the same thing. They want you to call back your power, but they also want you to protect yourself, okay, from other people around you who could be making you feel like you are all alone or out in the cold or you don't belong. There could be people around you who capitalize from that and who maybe feel better about themselves, making you feel that. They could be whispering putting little bugs in your ear to make you feel like you are out in the cold and you don't belong. Protect yourself from those energies. Okay. And it speaks here of soul retrieval. So get back to who you are. And I'm talking about not even necessarily who you were when you were younger. I'm talking about who you are when you leave this physical body, every night when you travel, right? Or before you were born, and you were a soul, a spirit who was uninhibited and not held down by any physicalities, right? Or any negativity holding you down. They want you to get back to that concept, okay? Stay in your body, but get back to the concept of being very light and not getting bogged down or pulled down by those around you or even by your circumstances, because there's greater things happening right now. It's not just, it's not so limited or surface level. There's greater things that are in the works for you, and they want you to have a healthy mind to be able to take those things on. Okay, so we have this card here that says prosperity. So I was just saying that big things are coming for you. Prosperity is there for you. Being prosperous means a lot of things. Doesn't necessarily have to be money. Doesn't necessarily have to be material things. You can be prosperous and be rich, spiritually speaking. You can have a rich personality. You could have that kind of personality that makes people love being around you or just love life. Like, you could be one of those people who, someone can feel a certain way, and then when they're around you and they leave your presence, they feel like, oh my God, I feel so good now because of you. So you could be rich in spirit. You could also be rich financially. But the point is, you will eventually get to the point where you are feeling very prosperous, because also with the Five of Pentacles, it suggests worry about money and financial situations. So some of you could be feeling kind of down and alone because of your financial place that you're in life. Like maybe you don't have the money to go out and be social. So you're feeling like you have, you know, you're by yourself. You have to stay in a lot, and it's causing you a lot of unease or making you feel bad about yourself. The prosperity is coming. Okay, the prosperity is coming. But first, they're trying to tell you, don't sweat the small stuff. Don't worry about it right now. Like it says here, wait, it's not yet time. The prosperity is coming, but first you got to do the inner work. Okay, you have to do the inner work. All right, so let me just get one more tarot card here for you, group number one, before I make this thing go on all day, because this is a really nice reading so far, and it's a reading of hope. It's a reading of, you know, that support that maybe you can't see it, but it's there, and eventually you'll be able to feel it. It will become extremely tangible, but you just first have to learn how to tap in. And maybe some of you will realize that your spirit guides could be some of your ancestors. Eventually, maybe you can figure out that you are clairaudient or clairvoyant or clairsentient, and you can communicate with these ancestors. This, the purple suggests to me that you maybe even be able to become a medium or a channeler. Another message I'm getting for group number one is you could also beware of who you're surrounding yourself with, because you could be surrounding yourself with people who, oh, I think I said this already, but people who are making you feel like you don't belong. All right. So like I said, your prosperity is coming. Okay. So don't worry, but don't rush it. This is about taking your time, being at peace, being comfortable, and being ready to receive. So the last tarot card I have for you, group number one, is just a last little message of encouragement from your ancestors to you in your time of need, when you're feeling alone and you have nobody here for you. They want you to know that eventually your recognition is coming. Like you will be that person who is surrounded by like-minded people, people who want to see you win, who want to support you, who want to lift you up, people who have your back. It's coming. You will be that person eventually, and those feelings of loneliness or being out in the cold or not belonging, those things will eventually just fade away, die off, and you will move to a point where you yourself will feel like this. Like you see this person who's on the horse and they're walking around and they feel like full of inspiration, and they feel complete, and they feel famous, and they feel loved, and they feel wanted. You are coming to that point in your life, but you just got to take it easy first. All right. So group number one, this was a really nice reading. Take your rest. Make sure that you're getting proper sleeps. If you have to put on white noise machines to kind of drown out any sounds, or like I was going to say before, guided meditations while you're sleeping are amazing. You could also do guided meditations to help you get in touch with your ancestors, but they're asking, they're calling out to you. They're trying to give you gentle nudges for you to open up to them. We all have ancestors, right? And so you can do something like ask that you can communicate or become more open to the messages that are coming towards you from the ancestors that you know, that love you, who mean you well, and who are positive energies, not only on the other side, but we're in this realm as well. Make sure you are specific with the kind of energies that you want to interact with. Not all of our ancestors were wonderful people while they were here on this earth, unfortunately. So make sure when you are trying to communicate with your ancestors that you be specific with the type of energies that you want to come into contact with. All right? So group number one, I wish you all the best. Get your rest, drink lots of water, take care of your physical body, your mental health, and your emotional health, and your spiritual health by getting lots of rest and lots of me time. And eventually it will come. You will be that person. You're being supported. You are being protected by a whole group of ancestors, not just one. You have ancestors, you have guides, but the ancestors are letting you know there's a lot of them. who are here. And I'm feeling very feminine energy as well, because I'm feeling a very motherly type of protection for group number 1. So in those times where your heart is hurting, if someone hurts your heart, or you're mourning or grieving, go to sleep, because they want to mother you. They want to take care of you. They want to give you a divine hug, a spiritual hug, to make you feel comforted and safe. Okay, they're here for you. So group number 1, that was your reading. I hope it didn't draw I didn't draw it out too long, but it was a beautiful message to give you some hope and let you understand that you're not alone. You have a whole group of people who want to see you win. All right, so thank you for tuning in with me. Thank you so much. Until we see each other again, guys. Bye. Peace, family. Thank you for tuning in with me today. We're just going to take a look at who has your back, who's supporting you from the sidelines. In your times of need. You know, we can get caught up in the everyday in and out, running around rat race, and we sometimes feel very alone. But this reading is going to let you know that even though you don't realize it, maybe, or maybe it's a confirmation, you have people who are supporting you. And there are a lot of people who are your biggest fan and want to see the best for you. So we're going to take a look at that today, just to become a little bit more aware, if anything, and to help you understand that we're never really alone. We just got to look around us and see who's there, okay? Especially in our times of need. All right, so I got your tarot cards, and we'll also talk about why you chose the cards that you did. And we also have the Oracle card here who's letting us know, the Oracle card that's letting us know who is supporting you. All right, so before we do that though, let's talk about these crystals and these candles. You chose the white howlite, group number 2, and you chose the white candle. I'm gonna go in my phone and I'm going to look at some of the uses and the meanings of the white howlite, just so I can name off, because there are so many and I don't want to forget any. All right, so it's a calming stone. It's soft, soothing, and ever ready to tempt you back off the emotional ledge. Howlite is all about tempering the storm. This creamy white stone, sometimes shot with silver veins, is also known as white buffalo, sacred buffalo, white turquoise, lapis howlite. It can help you achieve peace and calm while keeping you attuned to your pure and infinite energies. It represents the spiritual qualities of stillness, tenderness, and open-mindedness. All right, so it helps to keep you calm. It says when you use this stone as a meditation aid and a spiritual ally, you may feel yourself being transported to snow-packed mountain ranges where spirit and nature are united in a blanket of white. It can bring peace and clarity of mind. The black lines in it, however, signify that the mind is still at work, focused, not shut off. Let howlite guide you in the process of slowing down physically while maintaining full spiritual and mental awareness. Okay, so this is a very nice calming stone. If you feel like you're very quick-tempered as well, if you feel like there's a lot of conflict in your life and maybe that's causing you to feel kind of despondent or alone, this is a nice stone to keep with you. I'm also going to look at the color white, and we'll look at why you chose the white candle and the howlite combination. Well, I mean, obviously we see that white is clear, it looks pure, it's often a symbol of innocence, positivity. It can convey cleanliness, freshness, simplicity. It also symbolizes a blank slate, a new beginning, or a fresh start. So that is a very good thing for group number 2, especially when it comes to the howlite. Maybe in the past you've been, like I said, quick-tempered. Maybe there's a lot of confusion around you that causes you to feel like nobody's there for you and gives you feelings of loneliness. But the white candle symbolizes a fresh start, a clean slate, making things pure again, and returning to a sense of innocence. So group number 2, that was a wise choice. You definitely let your intuition work on that one if, in fact, your life is kind of chaotic at this point in time. All right, so we're looking for who's got your back, where to get your support, what will make you feel better in these hectic times when you feel kind of alone and unsupported. All right, we have this, we have this oracle card here that says medicine bag. All right, so for me, that signifies nature. Usually what you keep in a medicine, well, not usually, you can keep various things in a medicine bag, but also you think about who keeps a medicine bag. You think about shaman, you think about the indigenous communities, and the indigenous communities, shaman, they work with what? The aspects of nature, right? And I do believe that's what group number 2, you're being asked to do. When you feel alone, when you feel like you're not supported, when you feel kind of discombobulated, maybe your temper is seething, maybe you're getting into arguments with people, you know, maybe there's pettiness around you, go out into nature. Get you some crystals, right? Keep them in a little pouch beside you. Get into things like sage and grounding, earthing, those types of things, going around large bodies of water, getting out in nature, being with the little squirrels, looking up at the sky, looking at the clouds, taking things back to a time of like simplicity, more simple things, but also let nature speak to you. Let the breeze go past you. You can hear certain things, you know, like you get encouraged when you're outside. It kind of just brings you back down to earth. When you're kind of, your emotions are all over the place, you're feeling kind of hectic, get outside. And even still, if you can get in touch with a shaman, if you do know people from the indigenous communities that you can go and get help from, or even just, you know, partaking maybe in some, not partaking, like not actually physically being part of any ceremonies, maybe you can, but just going and watching and getting a sense of being in tune with nature and with the earth. That's very important for you, group number 2, all right, to calm you down, calm down your emotions. All right, so your tarot cards here, these are just some advice for you from the energies. We have here the 2 of Swords. We have the 3 of Wands. And we have the Tower. All right. So at some point, this is exactly it. Like, this reading is a very fiery, explosive type of reading. And it's all on you. Like, when you're feeling alone and unsupported, this is the time where you need to sit back and look and see what role you play in that. Sometimes you may feel like things are falling down all around you and you can't get your footing, you know, and it frustrates you, angers you to no end. But you're being asked to examine the foundation that you build certain things on, the foundation that you build certain friendships on, certain relationships on. You need to go and revisit that, because maybe they started on a shaky foundation to begin with. And so that's why when the pettiness comes around, the confusion, the arguing, you are quick-tempered. I feel like a lot of fire energy is in this reading. And then things just continue to blow up and implode from the inside out. So, you know, check the foundations that you build your relationships on with the people around you. Check and make sure that your friends, you know, for a good reason, your friendships are as strong as you think they are. Your relationships are as strong as you think they are. Make sure you're getting into relationships for the right reason, with the right intentions. This is definitely an inside job. When I see now the 2 of Swords here, you definitely have some decisions to make. Group number 2. I feel like, you know, yes, you're in situations that, like, I feel like those of you who are in group number 2, sometimes you feel like, oh my God, why is this stuff happening to me? Why is this happening to me? It makes no sense. I feel like I'm doing everything right. Why is this happening to me? Well, they're asking you to make certain decisions and say, okay, well, you feel like you're doing everything right, but if you were doing everything right, you wouldn't be having these tower moments. You wouldn't have these moments where you feel like everything is falling down around you, and maybe the people around you, you don't even recognize them. You feel like, I thought these were my friends, you know, like they're not even my friends. Look how they're turning their backs on me. This was supposed to be someone I was in love with. I shared myself with them. I was vulnerable with them, and look how they betrayed me. You know, that it could be that kind of dynamic going on with some of you in group number 2, which lead to feelings of depression and feeling bad about yourself. And not only that, but hating the people around you, like negative, low vibration energies that can attack you because you're not taking the right perspective on the situations around you. They're asking you to look and see how you play a part in what's going on around you, but you have to make some hard decisions here. It's either you continue on the path that you've been going on and just keep dealing with the negativity, the toxicity, I can never say that word, the toxic situations around you, or you make the decision to better yourself and to better your surroundings. I'm talking about starting from ground zero. And the beautiful thing sometimes about things falling down all around you is that you can see things for what they truly are, and it gives you the opportunity to rebuild. And once you rebuild, then you're not just rebuilding from square one, from zero, you're rebuilding from a place of wisdom now, because you know what didn't work before. Now you can rebuild with something that does work this time, right? You have wisdom behind you. So they're asking you to make some hard decisions here, some hard choices. Do you want to continue on the path you're going on and just keep fighting it out and struggling, you know what I'm saying? Dealing with pettiness and confusion and feeling discombobulated? Or do you want to choose you and choose peace and choose that kind of life where your mind isn't going all over the place in all kind of directions and you feeling like you have to always defend yourself, or you always have to fight to be heard or to be taken seriously? Do you want that kind of energy in your life? Is it benefiting you at all? If it's not, and you're looking to start over and build the kind of life where you're not always in survival mode, they're asking you to do things like, go out in nature, get in touch with your more spiritual side, in the sense that, your more spiritual side, but more so on a physical basis. Like group number one, they had to get in touch with their more spiritual side. Group number two, you're being asked to get in touch with the more earthly energies and the medicine that you can receive from that. Like the trees, hug a tree. That sounds crazy, but some people do it because trees have a very high vibe, high vibrations that you can benefit from. Bring it back to basics. Keep things simple, because for group number two, some of you could be living in situations where it's pretty hectic, and maybe some of you in group number two could be things like empaths or something, and you kind of what is the word? Like you work off of other people's energies as well. And if you're surrounding yourself by people who are not necessarily the best for you, you end up becoming like that as well. So it throws you off. Oh my God. Okay. So this next card speaks exactly to what we were just saying. This says the great severing. Great severing. Okay. So when you sever something, means you cut it, you stop it. The great severing. So this will be the most important severing of your life. It says Mars energy, anger, conflict, and at the end it says softening to love. So that's what they're asking you to do. The energies are telling you need to soften yourself, soften that temper, maybe learn some meditations outdoor, maybe moon meditations, those types of things to help calm you and to bring you some inner peace, to soften you, so that you won't continually be in these, or you won't continuously have these tower moments. You will have moments where you feel secure in who you are and the people you have around you. So once you cut off those ways of living, those ways of doing things that were not benefiting your life in any way, shape, or form, and decide to pull back and go and embrace a more simple way of doing things, then you'll start to feel supported. You'll start to feel, full. You'll start to feel like you have a sense of purpose and you're moving in the right direction. Once you do that, then you'll start opening up to bringing in different people around you, and you'll start to have relationships and friendships that are built on stronger foundations. You'll be able to see a future with the people that you have in your life, that you surround yourself with. So you won't have those feelings of loneliness or like, nobody has your back, nobody's with you. The reason you've been feeling that way is because maybe the kind of friends that you have are not the best. Maybe you make poor choices in the people that you keep around you, and so they end up making you feel more empty and alone than ever. You can be surrounded by people. You could be in a group of 100 people and still feel like the loneliest person in the world. So they're asking you to, say that was then, that was what was going on with me. They want you to recognize that that wasn't working for you. They want you to now put yourself in a different setting so that you can adapt a different frame of mind. You can cool yourself down a bit, extinguish a little bit of that heat that was causing you trouble before. And they're not asking you to be hasty in anything you do. They want you to take time. They want you to slow down. And eventually you will see how supported you are, but you have to get away the others who are kind of throwing off your energy. You need to move away from that way of living. You need to move away from that way of doing things, because they're saying it's not just other people who are throwing you off. You are also throwing yourself off, because you're not necessarily making the best choices of people to hang out with, to spend time with, to surround yourself with, or even the best choices of people to love. Sometimes they don't deserve you. Sometimes you get caught up with people who have a really dark energy and they like to see you frazzled, angry, you know, getting out of character. Some people like that, and you need to distance yourself from those type of people. All right. When you go to nature, everything is straightforward. Everything is loving. Everything is peaceful. And there's a divine energy that just flows through the trees, you know, the earth, the water. It's a calming energy, and it just makes you feel like it's right. And there's like some greater works going on there. There's a hand in all of those things that are, you know, taking place, that gives you hope to know that there's some kind of divine design going on. So it will help you definitely to center yourself and focus on what's important. So this oracle card here says Pleiades, double mission, channeling and uplifting humanity. All right, so group number 2, you obviously have a purpose here. And I think a lot of the time too, that's actually really interesting. Sometimes people who are choosing, like I said to you, you could be empathic, some of you in group number 2, and sometimes you find yourself being in the wrong circles because there aren't a lot of people like you around. You are a rare find. And so that could be kind of a tough pill to swallow, and it can throw you off and put you into a negative kind of tailspin because you really don't feel like you belong. Nobody thinks like you. Nobody vibes like you do. Nobody's on the same wavelength as you. So that could put you in a bad state as well. So they're telling you you have a double mission. You have a double mission, group number 2. Channeling and uplifting humanity. So maybe even getting in touch with nature. I feel like some of you in group number 2 maybe even have indigenous ancestry. So maybe you can get in touch with some elders in your community, for example, who will help you to hone in on your gifts. But you can only do that after you have these tower moments. After you have these tower moments where everything has gone crazy and everything just falls down to the ground and there's nothing left, when all the smoke clears and all the chaos stops and it's just quiet, that's when you can see more clearly. That's when you can see what's going on around you. That's when you can see who's still there when everything has fallen down to the ground. Because there will be 1 or 2 real ones who will still be there for you. But now is the time that you can rebuild. And they're asking you to do that because when you rebuild, like I said before, it's coming from a place of wisdom. You'll be rebuilding from a place of wisdom, and now you'll be able to, some of you will be channelers. Some of you will be imparting wisdom, the wisdom that you've gained on others, and you'll be able to help humanity in that way. Maybe you will get into shamanism. Maybe you will become some kind of guru. Maybe you will be able to teach people the right way of living because of what you've gone through. Group number 2, I also want you to know that the easy way is not always the better way. That's what it says here. Don't get tricked into believing that if you have a choice to make, the more easy choice, the choice that you're more comfortable with is the way to go always. Sometimes the darker path that's a little bit more scary. There's some unknown dark areas there that are not very enticing to you. Maybe sometimes that's the way to go because you learn so much more about yourself. So those people who you're used to, even though you don't necessarily maybe like them, maybe they kind of throw you off, maybe sometimes you get into arguments with them, although you know them and you're comfortable with them, that doesn't mean that they're the group of people that you need to surround yourself with forever. All right, so we got 2 cards here. I don't usually take out 2 cards, but for some reason I feel like this one belongs to group number 2. So we got here psychic abilities. All right, so we were just talking about that with double mission. Also with medicine bag, like I just said, some of you may become channelers, you may become shaman, you may be interested in that kind of stuff. Like I said to you before, get in touch with earthly things like sage and crystals and grounding and earthing and so many other things, maybe even tarot, but so many other things that I can't even think of at this time. But those types of energies, deal with those types of things that will also not only heal you in your time of feeling unsupported and alone, but you will also learn to heal others as well. And I think this is the last, no, we have the last oracle card here says transformation. So yes, you will be going through a transformation, because when you have tower moments and everything falls down to the ground because it's built on shaky foundation, then building yourself back up is hard. It's not easy, but throughout each step of rebuilding comes transformation, and let the process happen. Don't get thrown off. Just keep moving forward. All right. And you will, your people will come towards you. When, like I said, when you have your tower moments and everything falls down around you, look to see who's still hanging around. And those are the ones who are your real ones. Those are the ones that you can call friend or lover. And the ones who disappear, those are the ones who were not really there for you. And you know what? You're probably better off for it anyway. All right. So let me choose one more tarot card here for group number 2, letting you know any like last messages for you. And this card popped out to me, and I think this is very fitting for you, group number 2. This is the Strength card. And group number 2, I do believe that you have a fiery, quick temper, which is a wonderful thing when it's directed in the right way. I do believe you are a group of very strong people and very strong-willed, strong-minded people, and you can really rebuild over and over again when you have these tower moments. Sometimes people will have tower moments and it will knock them out and they won't be able to recover for it. Group number 2, you're different. You can recover from your tower moments, and you have a great strength. You have a great strength. So hone in on that. Take yourself away from those people. Get yourself out into nature. Get involved with earthly medicine, whatever that means to you. It's different for everybody. And you are super duper strong. Never question that. That's what the energies are letting you know as well. Maybe you're going to get into some shamanism, right? Maybe you're going to become a teacher in some way, shape, or form. But the earth is here for you. The earthly energies are here for you. You can use what you have around you to make your life more peaceful. Okay, so group number 2, I hope something I said today resonated with you. Thank you so much for tuning in with me. Until we see each other again, guys. Bye. Peace, family. Thank you for tuning in again. For those of you who chose pile number 3, you chose this stone here, black tourmaline, and you also chose the black candle. So I'm going to take my phone out so that I can tell you some of the uses for the black tourmaline. I don't want to miss out on any because there's so many and I can't even name them all today, but just to give you guys a good idea, black tourmaline, it means grounding and protection. Okay, so it's a powerful stone for those who want to wear a constant cloak of protection. It has strong grounding forces. It's known for being a swallower of negative energies. It helps the wearer be absolved of dark feelings, turning these anxious vibrations into a positive spin that nurtures the soul. It's deeply connected to the base chakras, those earthly roots that help you to feel safe and secure in your place upon this earth. Wow. It grants you a deep-seated self-confidence to embrace who you are, speak your truth, and set upon your own path to a spiritual healing. Wow. So black tourmaline is an amazing stone. I always keep that with me. I like the protective stones. It's always good to have. You never know who's looking, who has bad intentions or bad thoughts that they're trying to send your way. All right, and the color black, in psychology, black symbolizes mystery, power, elegance, sophistication. It also symbolizes authority. It also can represent the unknown. All right, so some of you in group number 3 can be struggling with being uncertain about those who you have around you, if they mean you well, maybe certain situations you're not sure about, and you know, There's a lot of unknown things going on that could be in relationships, could be in your day-to-day life, could be in friendships, or maybe you have some decisions to make and you're not sure which way to turn because there's a lot of unknowns there that are making you feel a little unsettled, a little alone, because you have some very serious decisions to make, or decisions to make, and you don't necessarily feel supported by the people around you, or you don't feel like you have enough information on the topic to feel, you know, like to make the right decision. Black tourmaline is here to help you feel protected in those times. So at least if you have any feelings of anxiety, the black tourmaline can ease you of those feelings of anxiety and help you focus in the right direction. Because once you're feeling anxious and worried, you get scared about everything and you feel like you're not supported. You feel like nobody's there for you. You're going through this thing on your own, right? So we pulled the 3 tarot cards just to give you some advice, but I'm going to pull this card here and it's going to let us know just who has your back, okay, whether you know it or not. Group number 3, because we're talking about the unknown, I feel like you often feel sad. Maybe some of you suffer from depression, you know, those types of feelings, because you feel like nobody understands you, nobody has your back. All right. Maybe a lot of people, you feel like a lot of people don't know who you really are, and for some reason you can't really share yourself with those people. So, all right. So this card here says Warrior of the Heart. Okay. So I feel like some of you in group number 3 are loners. Some maybe by choice, or but like I said before, because you feel like people don't know who you really are. And even if they did know who you really are, they wouldn't accept you for your true self. But deep down inside, you are a warrior. You are super duper strong. You're an amazing person. You have so many different layers to you, and not a lot of people get to see that. I'm just thinking what the energies are letting you know is that you are supported. If any of you have any animals, by your fur babies, that's where you can gain a lot of your peace, a lot of your comfort. I mean, it sounds maybe trivial, but it's not. A lot of people who have pets, they realize that their pets bring them a lot of comfort. They have pets who protect them, who really watch out for them. Like, I have a dog right now and she's literally sitting at my feet. She goes everywhere I go, and she can pick up on my energies. She's always looking like literally right in my eyes. She checks for my children. She's super duper protective of my children. Every morning she gets up to make sure that they're in their bed. And if she sees that one of them's not in their bed, she goes nuts until I let her know where they are. So it's like, how can you feel alone when you have that energy around you? You know, even when I'm home alone with my children and my husband's working late hours, my dog is here, and I have a sense of peace because I feel like there's another set of eyes who are here, and she will protect the home just as fiercely as I do. She will protect my children just as fiercely as I do. And I can talk to her. She's always here. So, I mean, it sounds trivial to some people, but really it's not. It's huge. And they're always there, just like unconditionally there for you. And it's a wonderful thing. So that's where your support comes from the animals, guys. They're the most, besides children, they have such a clean and innocent nature to them. They move by a code that they rarely break. So they rarely betray, they rarely betray you. And it's like a code of ethics that animals have that they don't break for anybody. And that's such a rare find, because human beings break all kinds of things. They make one promise today, they do something different the next day. But animals are different, and they know when to be gentle, they know when to be ferocious, and they're just amazing. I could go on and on speaking on animals, but I won't. If you don't have a pet, maybe you can consider getting one. Or even just looking out in nature, and you can actually get in touch with your spirit animal. You can look in nature for that animal, whatever animal you like. You can learn more about it, and you can also understand that when you see an animal that you have like an affinity for, or you have a love for, maybe an unknown love for, look for them in nature, and then you'll see that your spirit guides, maybe they are one of your animal guides, but your spirit guides, those divine energies are trying to communicate with you. And eventually you'll get good enough that you'll start to figure out what they're trying to say. Ooh-wee! This is a good card. I feel like this reading is for me, kind of, because my spirit animal, I was told, is a wolf. And we have this card here that says wolf, and it says be independent but work together. So like I was saying, you may even have, some of you may have cats, and some of you may have cats, and you can see that they have a very independent spirit, but they're very fiercely loyal, you know, which is a wonderful kind of contradiction, but it makes sense in the grand scheme of things. So for the wolf here, it says be independent but work together. So that makes me think of a cat. They're there for you, but they're very independent animals at the same time, but very loyal as well. I also think of like a wolf pack. I'm thinking of, now if we get out of the, some of you are not really into animals and pets, that's okay. I think of a wolf pack. I think of that solid crew of people that you have around you who will have your back through and through. Maybe you don't have that now. Maybe you're not experiencing that now. So you're struggling with feelings of being alone and the unknown, but that group of people, that wolf pack is coming for you, and eventually over the years, over time, over the next couple months, next couple weeks, you'll start slowly getting different members of your wolf pack. All right, but they're asking you to protect yourself though. Protect your heart, protect your spirit, protect your energies. Group number 3, because you've got a strong heart. You are like warrior people. You are the kind of people who are fiercely loyal. You know, you don't break for anything or anyone. If you love someone, if you care about them, you're there for them. And I think why a lot of the time you feel like you're not supported is because you still haven't met people who are as fiercely loyal and dedicated and devoted as you are. But it's coming, because we could see here in the tarot card, the 7 of Pentacles, you have been planting seeds, okay? Whether it's visualizing, thinking about it, dreaming about it, speaking to your guides, speaking to the energies, just talking to yourself, or maybe even doing vision boards, just having an idea of what it is you want for yourself. You've been planting those seeds, and it's coming. So soon it will get to the point where you will have choices to make. You will have a lot of people surrounding you who have your back, but now you're going to have to weed out who is really there for you for real. So you won't have feelings of loneliness. And maybe your animals can help you make those choices. You know, sometimes animals don't take to people. Bring them over to your house, and if your dog starts barking their face off at them, then maybe that means that that's not the right person to welcome into your wolf pack. Now, because you have such a strong heart and you're so fiercely loyal, you are the alpha in that pack. So you set the pace, you welcome them in, you're like the ringleader, and you set the tone, okay? So it's coming, you're building your crew, and I see here the 2 of Pentacles would suggest to me balance. You are going to be the one who keeps things moving in the right direction in your wolf pack, or maybe you have that wolf pack right now and you are the alpha in that wolf pack. So maybe you, sorry guys, my battery died. Maybe you are part of a wolf pack already and you are the alpha, and you're questioning, you know, their loyalty. Are these people really good for you? Yes, they are. If you're already in a wolf pack, you already have your crew of solid day ones, real ones, then you need to stay close to those. This is your confirmation, okay? And if you're not, then you're gonna get your pack soon, your tribe, your crew of solid people who have such, you know, who have strong hearts just like yours, basically, who, you know, won't waver. Their loyalty to you will remain, just like the animals that you have in your life. And even if you don't have a group of human beings who are around you, like I said, look to your fur babies, look to those people. And that's not anything to be taken lightly, because a lot of the time the animals are sent to you for a reason. Like I said, when you go in nature and you see certain animals, like you see the wolf or polar bear, look for those symbols. The energies are letting you know that you are well supported. Those animals, sorry, out in nature in your day-to-day life, you are well supported. You are on the right track. You are not alone. They are here for you. The energies are always here for you. And that your tribe is coming. okay? Your wolf pack is coming. Yes, tribe is a wonderful thing. It sounds inclusive and amazing, but I prefer the wolf pack because the wolf pack is ferocious. They're loyal. They're always on task, and each person plays their role. So your wolf pack is coming, all right? But just pay attention to the fur babies because they're there for you as well. We have here, journey by moonlight, believe in magic. Journey by, see, and I'm seeing the moon here as well. And that suggests to me the unknown. So I feel like a lot of you are stressing about things that you don't know, but they're letting you know, like, believe in magic. Don't worry about things that you don't know because you can't do anything about it right now anyway. You're worrying about the future. You're worrying about this, that, and the other, and that's throwing you off. It's making you feel unsupported. It's like making you concentrate on things that are not important. When you have a group of people or animals, loved ones who are around you who are supporting you, but you're looking you're looking elsewhere and you're concentrating on the unknown too much. So I think what they're trying to let you know is the support that you're looking for is already here. You have it. You have a lot of support. You have earthly support. You have your fur babies. You also have the energies, the divine energies who are there watching you and telling you, look out for signs of the polar bear. Look out for signs of the wolf. Look out for signs of even fairies, you know, and they're letting you know that we're there. We're there with you. You are supported in so many different ways. It's just you're too worried. You're worried about the unknown. You're worried about the unseen. What's going to happen tomorrow? What's going to happen 2 weeks from now? They want you to concentrate on the now. They want you to slow down and look around you and see where your blessings lie. Sometimes, for example, if you're getting kind of thrown off track, maybe, I don't know, out in nature, or I don't know, you'll see a picture of a wolf or something like that, for example, and they'll let you know that look around you, stop what you're doing, stop worrying, come back down to earth, look around you, see how blessed you are, see the people who are sitting next to you, look at your friend who's right there, your day one, who's been with you since high school, who loves you, who's seen you in your best and who's seen you in your worst. Appreciate, stop worrying about things that you don't know are going to happen because they may not even happen and you're worrying for no reason. Okay, so fogged in is the next card. It says go slow and take time. Fogged in, that's another thing that suggests like not being able to see things clearly, the unknown. So you know, fog is scary because you don't know what's on the other side of that fog. It's like a veil is there, and they're asking you, don't worry too much about what's on, you know, in the future or what's to come. Worry about the now, worry about the present, pay attention to what you have going on around you, because I feel like group number 3, you are super duper supported and you are amazing people, like solid people, solid foundation. You know, if you don't have a tribe of humans around you, you don't have that wolf pack around you, it's coming, but they're asking you to be very discerning about who you let into your circle. Yeah, and they want you to create your own circle. Don't go and try and fit into somebody else's circle. Make your own circle. And it says here, go slow, it takes time. That's something that definitely takes time, because you gotta take time to get to know people and see who they are, you know. So there's a lot of stuff going on here for group number 3, but I feel like it's so encouraging, this reading, because you worry sometimes so much that you don't get to see what's right in front of your face, all the love you do have, all the support you do have. And the world is such a tricky place. It can make you feel alone. It can make you feel like you're lacking, when really you are like the most abundant person ever. Group number 3, I feel like you have very abundant spirits, very abundant frame of mind, but you get caught up probably because you love so fiercely and you're so loyal. You get worried about what could happen, and once you get caught up in what could happen, then you lose sight of what is, and that's what the energies are asking you not to do. Okay, so let me just get maybe one more oracle card. Okay, not this one, let's go for this one. Yeah, so group number 3, you have everything you need. You have everything you need. Just don't get in your own way. Look out for that wolf pack, that polar bear. And the wonderful thing too about polar bears and like wolves and those things, they're fiercely loyal and they can be super duper ferocious. But if you watch them, like if you watch a polar bear deal with their cub, or if you watch a wolf deal with its pup, you'll see how gentle they are. But if you come near them, they'll take your head off. You know what I'm saying? So that's, you have that loyalty in your life, and that's very rare. Not everybody has that. And so you need to feel blessed. This is just your reminder. That's what this reading is, group number 3. You need to feel blessed. Okay. So this says the great gathering. It's all coming together. Intuitive hits and, ooh, soul tribe. Boom. That's exactly what we were just talking about. Soul tribe, but I like to call it the wolf pack because it has a more ferocious, loyal spin to it. So your soul tribe is there. It's called the great gathering. Your soul tribe is already there. And if it's not already there, it's going to start coming towards you, but you need to open up to it and stop worrying. Worrying, those types of low level energies bring you down. They don't open you up. Okay. So please don't feel worried. Yes, we all worry. That's a normal human emotion. There's a lot to worry about, but don't add to what already is there. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So this oracle card here says, I remember. Soul plan, the fated life versus the destiny life. All right, so stay on task. Stay on task. Remember who you are. Know who you are. You are somebody, you are a warrior of the heart. And the funny thing here is the play on words. I feel like group number 3, a lot of you are worriers. You worry a lot, but this reading is letting you know that you are a warrior, ready to fight the good fight. You have a strong heart and you have a strong spirit. So tap into that and move away from the worrier of the heart. Become a warrior of the heart. Okay, because that's who you are. And deep down inside, you know it. And you will be the alpha in your pack. You will be the one who brings people together. The great gathering. It's all coming together. It's you. It's about you. Okay, just stop worrying about everything. Stop being so harsh on yourself and making things feel worse to you than they really are. All right, so the last card we have here, I just took one more tarot card out, a little bit more advice from the energies. And this is the 8 of Wands here. All right, so you could see all of these. The 8 of Wands has its own meaning, yes, but for this reading, I am tuning into the meaning of this card. You can see all these wands are traveling together. In unison. They're not going all in different directions. They're all going towards the same goal, to maybe achieve the same purpose. And there's no obstruction. There's no obstacles blocking these wands. They are headed in the right direction together. All right. So that is your last message, but it tunes into the rest of the messages here that you have your tribe. You just got to stop and look around you. You do have your wolf pack. They are there for you. Even if it's one person, even if it's one little doggy, it doesn't matter. That person has a warrior heart. Just that animal or that person has a warrior heart just like you do. And if you don't have a tribe, if you don't have an animal, you have yourself, and you start there. Eventually your tribe will come. Stop worrying. Free up your spirit, free up your mind, become more light in your energy, protect yourself, get some black tourmaline here, do some chanting, do some meditating, get in touch with the little animals of the world, watch some documentaries, because they really do inspire you in the way that they move, the way that they operate. It's really awe-inspiring. You know, humans can be jaded, they can be liars, they can be deceivers. Animals are not like that. So this is a really cool reading, group number 3. I've never done a reading like this before, but you're just have no fear, okay? Let your heart just relax and be quiet and be still. You have everything you need all around you. And if you feel like you still don't have enough people around you, never fear, they're on their way, okay? But you have to be discerning, make the right choices, know what you want for yourself, and be open to receiving. All right, so group number 3, I hope something I said to you today resonated. I thought it was really cool. A lot of different aspects coming together to make one wonderful reading. Please keep looking around you and appreciating what you have. Gratitude is everything. That's the key to getting more. And I thank you so much for tuning in with me. Until we see each other again, guys. Bye.